every single day, I swear. That just brings me back to myself, that cup of tea. I have that question to ask you though. How does somebody go from being super socially awkward, developing a deep fear of public speaking, not being able to connect with others or articulate their thoughts? You know, sometimes you hear something in your mind, you try to say it and it just comes out as rubbish. And then ultimately this causes an individual to retract into themselves. They're at dinner parties, they're at events, they go hide in the corner, or they even pick up their phone and pretend they're talking on the phone to avoid having to talk to strangers. How does somebody go from that to then speaking to hundreds of thousands, actually millions if I look at my analytics, inspiring people all over the world, you know, speaking their truth, falling in love with their voice when they once hated it? You know, anywhere I go, I've been to Mexico, I've been to Japan, Kenya, all over the world, and people come up to me and be like, you have changed my life. Or they even say, I love your voice. You say things that I've been thinking, but I haven't been able to articulate. How does somebody go from being socially basically paralyzed to being in a constant flow of expression and speaking for a living? And it's me, and it's actually pretty easy. The most impactful people on the planet have always been exceptional communicators, able to express themselves in ways that resonate with the masses. From Jesus to Martin Luther King Jr., these individuals have moved the masses with the power of their words alone. The greatest creators also excel in communication to bring a bigger vision to life.
We got the fucking ideas, we're the fucking influence,
and sharing their gifts with the world. This is an essential skill. If you clicked on this video, I imagine you struggle with speaking effectively, you know, communicating, maybe connecting with others sometimes. And if you're like me, you probably adopted a narrative and said, I don't have the gift of gab. You know, some people are just gifted. That's not me. I'm an introvert, rah, rah, rah. But it's not true. Today, we are going to go over some powerful yet simple shifts, right? Because again, I said it's easy. We just have to rewire the mind, but we're going to go over some powerful shifts to help us articulate and communicate effectively. Because my friend, so many more opportunities and transformation will come into your life once you make this shift. Let's get right into it. First, we have to identify the narrative that you built, and we need a new narrative. We have to affirm to ourselves, I can speak and I can speak effectively. I just need to practice. Imagine going to the gym for the very first time. You look at everybody who's all built, fit, strong, you know, strong booties, whatever it may be. And you say to yourself, I can't build muscle. I can't lose weight. I can't make gains. Before ever trying really, getting a trainer, getting consistent, practicing, you know, learning about the body, learning about the muscles, learning about nutrition, you just start saying, I can't. And you build a narrative. Do you think that individual will? No. And a lot of us have done that because we've had some negative, unfortunate experiences. We have convinced ourselves and built a narrative that we cannot speak effectively. We watch all these videos on YouTube, all these podcasts of all these people expressing themselves, telling their story, and we say, I wish I could do that. And then we compare ourselves. And then maybe we even get jealous. Trust me, I sucked. I put in, I don't even think you had to put in as much as I put in. I was really just that bad. I put in over 10,000 hours practicing. But then I found my style. I found my gift. I found my texture. I learned to love my voice. I built a new narrative. I told myself first, no, I can speak, I will speak, and I will learn how to tell my story, because the greatest story you will ever know is the one that you are living yourself. And you deserve to spread that message because you have something so unique about you. And you have to believe that my voice matters. Build that narrative. My voice matters. My story matters. What I have to say, my thoughts, if I can articulate them and communicate them effectively, that will transcend lives. Believe that about yourself. So that is the very first thing. Get in your journal and rewrite a narrative. Write a letter to yourself that I can speak and I will speak effectively, and my voice is powerful. Once you do that, start to talk to yourself out loud a lot more. A lot of people around me who know me in real life will often say, what did you say? And I'm like, oh no, sorry, I was talking to myself. I talk to myself out loud all the time because sometimes What we hear in our head and then we try to speak it, it doesn't connect. It doesn't come out the same way we hear it or feel it. But the more you speak out loud to yourself, the more you will be able to create that bridge from mind, heart, and your voice, and things will flow effortlessly. A lot of people who watch my live streams often say, I'll go on live stream for 2 hours without no notes and speak just consistent, fluid. And a lot of people say, how do you do that? I'm like, I do this all day already. My mind and my mouth and my heart are very connected. So I think in the same way that I speak in a very simple tone. So talk to yourself more and even go for a walk and start an audio journal. This is how I got really good, because if this is you, put it in the comment section, so we can build some community in that bridge so everyone can see that we're all in this together. But if you don't like your own voice, put your hand up. Right? That was me. I hated my voice. I would hear it and I would cringe. I podcast for a living. And the first time I got inspired and I wanted a podcast, the first thought that came to mind was, but how am I going to podcast? I hate my voice. How am I going to listen to myself? That is literally what I thought. Now I'm at a point where people tell me they listen to me to fall asleep. They love my voice. And it started with audio journaling. I'd go for walks and just talk my thoughts out and then listen back to them. And then I'd start to hear words and hear myself and hear sentences and phrases and a rhythm in my voice. And I started to fall in love with my voice. The thing is, you think that your voice needs to change. No, it's the way you are hearing yourself that needs to change. You are judging yourself. You are hearing yourself through a lens of hatred and just a really critical lens. And the beautiful thing is, the more you start to love your voice because you are exercising your voice, the more confidence that will come out your voice. There'll be more texture. You'll have more confidence to play with the variations, with the volumes, with the way you say things. Maybe you have an accent and you start to give more cadence to certain words, right? You start to be more playful with your vocabulary and you develop a style. Also, make videos. You don't even have to post them, but make videos. When I first started making YouTube videos, I sucked at talking. I had to look in the screen to the left. I could not look in the lens, But making videos and watching myself back, that editing process, I got to learn my voice. I got to learn my mannerisms. I got to see how I look when I'm speaking. And again, you fall in love with yourself. You are judging yourself so much to the point you're not giving yourself space or grace to be. So when you're trying to talk to people or connect or trying to speak, instead of doing it from the heart, you're doing it from a space of self-doubt and kind of a lack of love for yourself. So we have to rewire that with practice. Audio journaling, make videos. You don't have to post them, just make the videos and then start to practice in the micro moments. So what I realized was, every week I go to the same places pretty much. I go to the same grocery stores, the same corner stores, and I see the same people. And when you're like at the cash register and you got a bunch of groceries and there's that awkward 3-4 minutes where you're standing there, they're standing there. I took any moment I had like that as an opportunity to connect. And the beautiful thing is, they have to be nice to you. You know what I'm saying? It's customer service. Maybe they're not going to be nice, but most of them are going to be nice. You understand? And I took it as an opportunity. Maybe you start off with the weather, you ask how their day is doing. And I started to build that conversation. And the beautiful thing was, because I go to these same places every week, I started to develop relationships with these people. So first the conversations start off real light, oh, the weather. But then they start to mature a little bit. Now we're familiar with one another. Now I'm having opportunities throughout my whole week with strangers, and now I'm communicating in these spaces. And the beautiful thing is, it's only for a few minutes. So I don't have to worry about having a long conversation. Take advantage of the micro moments, and you will start to see a lot of growth and realize you can connect with all kinds of people. I used to think I can only connect with people who were similar to me. If someone was 3 times my age, someone was a completely, different, culture or, whatever it was, I didn't think I could connect with them. I kind of stick to my own tribe. But then I learned I can connect with anybody. people twice my age, people born on the other side of the planet, people who completely think opposite from me. I can connect with anybody, you understand? And that opened up doors, opportunities. I love it. I love talking with strangers. The other day, I had some Jehovah's Witnesses come to my door, and I literally just talked to them for an hour. For an hour. How about that? How about if the Jehovah's come to your door, you talk to them? I talked to them for an hour, and at the end of the conversation, the lady was like, "You're very interesting. I really enjoyed this conversation." I'm like, "I enjoyed it too. Now, I'm not joining your organization, but come back. We'll talk again." Taking advantage of the micro moments. And again, you're just talking more to improve your speech. You're getting in a consistent flow of it. A lot of times when we're introverted or we're shy or we convince ourselves that we can't talk, what do? We don't talk. So you have to push yourself a little bit, put yourself in these spaces and just exercise it. Even with your friends, try to talk a little bit more. With your family, talk a little bit more. At work, talk a little bit more. Use any opportunity, any experience, and just improve your speech. And you're going to start to understand your own flow in words. Like me, I'm not going to lie, I can have a tiny lisp. So there's a lot of words I won't say because I know I'm not going to be able to say it. So I speak in a very simple manner, which I also learned from Bob Marley. You know, I love Bob Marley because his message was so accessible. He spoke to the masses in a very simple way. He would just tell you, one love, let's get together and be all right.
What means a common sense, man. That means when me explain things, me explain it in a very simple way. That means if I explain it to a baby, the baby will understand too, you know?
Now, something we often do is we think we need to sound more intelligent to be accepted. Don't talk in a way that is not you. I think speaking in a simple and effective way is beautiful. There's a writer, Haruki Murakami. He said something really beautiful. He said, sophisticated language can be beautiful. However, there's an elegance and accessibility, a kind that can only be found in simple language. He wrote in a very simple way that anybody could read, understand, but deeply feel. My podcast is the same way. It's very simple. So you don't have to overly complicate anything. Speak in a simple way that you can connect with anybody, you know, well enough that somebody in their 50s can understand and appreciate, but also like a 7-year-old can understand and enjoy. Next, something that a lot of people don't think about is your lifestyle. You will speak effectively and clear when you have a clear mind, a sound mind. Meditation, eating the right foods for your brain, less scrolling, the less sugar, right? You want to nurture your brain and your mind so you can speak effectively. I notice a big difference. If I'm scrolling on my phone and then I try to hop on live stream or record a podcast, my thoughts are scrambled. But if I'm focused, if I have a sound mind, if I'm eating right, if I'm doing my meditation, if I'm walking, if I'm just living in a way that nourishes my mind, body, and spirit, I don't have to get ready. I'm ready. I can speak at any given moment and my thoughts just flow right through me. Sometimes I wonder, I'm like, where are they even coming from? I wasn't even thinking about this, right? You're just fully present. So the way you live your life is going to impact the way you speak as well. The deeper relationship and love you have for yourself, the more you're going to believe in yourself and you're going to believe in what you're saying. You're going to believe that your voice matters, right? So the way you live your life is also a testament to if you love yourself. Do you give yourself time? Do you give yourself space? Do you breathe, right? Are you present? Do you scroll all day? Do you gossip, right? So we want to make sure that we're rewiring our mind, our body, our heart, so it can be connected. So we're in harmony, and then we're just speaking very effectively. When we're having conversations, often what we fear is silence, right? You're talking, there's that moment of silence, and you get anxious. Oh my God, moment of silence. Now we're making eye contact, we look away. Embrace silence more often. Embrace silence more often in your life. You understand? Non-stimulation. Embrace silence in conversations. Just smile, right? Or too often I would be afraid in conversations, like when you have that moment of silence and I was just like, and I just want to end the conversation. But maybe there was another opportunity. Maybe it was an opportunity to connect on another level, to just observe each other for a moment. I know it sounds weird, right? But a lot of times, like even if it's silent for 4 seconds, we feel as if it's been 3 minutes, but it hasn't. So the more you embrace silence in your own life, you're comfortable with your own thoughts. You're comfortable going for walks, not listening to a podcast, not listening to music. You can sit and just observe. The more you can observe a room and speak power into it. 2 people could say the exact same thing, and one person can have an impact, and the other person, their words could fall flat. Why? And that's because tonality and texture in our voice, right? Not speaking just in a monotone way or no emotion or rushing and a lot of ums and likes, but speaking in a way that can be felt. Maybe you slow down, maybe you speed up, play with your voice. This is going to help you in the audio journaling. Experiment with your voice. Play with the tonality. Like I have a deeper voice. I can feel my voice right here. This is my pocket. I'm not somebody that has a naturally loud voice. I don't speak loud. Maybe you do. Maybe you can project your voice very far. Start to understand your voice, and you'll understand how to give certain words more power and more meaning, right? You'll know when to pause and then finish a sentence, right? But it's an art form, and you're only going to get better practicing, recording yourself, video and audio. I'm a firm believer that the experiences we go through adds to our voice. Like it gives it texture, you understand? And I'm a firm believer that the more positive things we do with our voice, speaking power, speaking positively, being nice to others, I believe it gives our voice a frequency. If you waste a lot of your time just speaking negatively and gossiping about others and hatred and things like that, I believe your voice is gonna lack energy. Your voice is gonna hold an anxiousness to it, a negative frequency to it. Even if that sounds like woo-woo, I believe this to be true. I believe the more you speak positively to yourself, to others, the more your voice holds power and people can feel you. You could say something as simple as, love yourself today. And for some reason, someone receives that and they're like, oh my God, I didn't realize that. Although they already know that, but the way you said it and the tone and the texture, and because the power of your voice can impact them. I always tell people, I just remind you of the things you already know, but I say it in a tone and in a texture and in a setting where you can receive it and you can feel the frequency of it. That's all it is. So live often when I'm with my friends and whatnot, and I'm about to gossip, right? About if that thought comes to mind, I will stop myself in that moment, right? If you find yourself going down these negative rabbit holes, stop yourself, rewire the mind, and say something positive. Speak something that will have progression to the conversation. Bring it into a place of opportunity instead of a place with negativity. And then create community around hobbies and things like that, where you come in a circle for reflection. I hop on Zoom every month with a bunch of other creators, and we just hang out and talk, and we're all strangers. We're from all over the world, and we hang out, we talk, we go through solutions. A lot of the times you can see people are shy to speak, but over time they feel the confidence and they express themselves, they bring up a problem, and we're there together, and it strengthens my communication as well. And we do this every single month. It's very powerful in many different ways. We do this in my member-based community, which you can find more information about on my website, which is powered by Squarespace. So whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, let me tell you, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content all in one place, all on your own terms. What I love about Squarespace is they're always evolving, and they have a few new features that I think you would like. Check out AI and SEO tools. You can now start a completely personalized website with the new guided design system, Squarespace Blueprint. Choose from professionally curated layout and styling options to build a unique online presence from the ground up, tailored to your brand or business and optimized for every device. Easily launch your website and get discovered fast with integrated, optimized SEO tools so you show up more often to more people and grow the way you want. You can also make checkout seamless with flexible payments for your customers. Accept credit cards, PayPal, and Apple Pay, and in eligible countries offer customers the option to buy now and pay later. As I was developing my website, which gives you more information about my member-based community, I found that you can stretch your imagination with Squarespace's Fluid engine and now use the power of Squarespace AI to kickstart or update written content on any website. You can generate instant personalized text, making it easier to go live, stand out, and succeed online. So if you're ready to take your online presence to the next level, head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch your website or domain, go to squarespace.com/HINDZ to save 10% off your first purchase. A couple more tips until we're finished. I'm very actually excited for you and just like how much you're going to transform now. But understand that it takes time to develop a speaking style and to be confident in it. I used to go to one of my buddy's shop. His name is Omar. Actually, I call him like an uncle. He's kind of like a mentor in a way. And I'll go to his shop just to talk to him. Again, micro moments. And I'd have like an hour-long conversation with him. But I loved the way he spoke. He had all these mantras and sayings that he would say all the time. He said them so much that I knew them and I could say them at the same time he said them. It was so much fun. He'd always say, we do the best we can while we can. It's actually something I even say now. Like, it was so powerful. It became a part of my language and it's now one of my mantras. But I adopted a hint of his style, by tying in sayings and mantras into my flow of speech to create a familiar feeling with people, a little bit of inspiration in every conversation I have, and in a very simple way, like he says, we do the best we can while we can. So simple, but he would always tie that in. Maybe we're talking about a problem, maybe we're talking about doing something, and I'm expressing this hurdle I'm going through, and he's like, my brother HINDZ, we do the best we can while we can. And then boom, and it was beautiful. He had a beautiful style, and I would just study that. I take little hints of it, and I created my own. And over time, you will get to know your words. Again, there's a lot of words I struggle to say. I just don't say it. I keep my flow of speech very simple and effective. That's my style. Maybe your style will be a little bit more sophisticated, but maybe that's you. Find your style, craft it, and then start to nurture it. And over time, you're going to see that it will evolve. Like, if you go and just watch my videos from the first one to like now, you're going to see a massive evolution in the way I'm speaking. And even my voice has changed in the last 4 years, because I'm a firm believer that more experiences and the way you love yourself will enhance your voice. And I often find, like, if you're comfortable, you will speak better. If you're comfortable in your own skin, you will speak better. If you look good, you feel good, you will speak better. So look good, feel good, pour into yourself, right? If you're feeling confident, you're going to speak in a way that brings power to those words. When you step out, when you're going in a social setting, express your style, look your best, right? The more comfortable you are, the more your words will flow. When I make videos, if I'm not comfortable, if I'm not in a position that I like, it's a struggle. I have to go through multiple takes. It's annoying. I hate it. I'm like, but if I'm comfortable, oh my God, it's as if I could speak for 10 hours. Tune into some of our live streams, you'll see it. I'll go for 2 or 3 hours. Sometimes no notes. Just speaking, just because I'm comfortable. I'm in my environment, right? So get comfortable, right? Add all these shifts and tips in, and you're going to find yourself probably pretty quickly transforming your speech and communicating in a way that's very powerful. You will bring more opportunities into your life. The most influential people in the world all know how to speak effectively. The most creative people in the world know how to get their ideas out and speak to a team of people to bring their vision to life. A lot of the barriers we have is simply because we can't speak in an effective way. And today, you can make that change. I'll see you next time.